All right, what's up guys? Anthony here, Special Analysis. Welcome to the video. As promised, I'm going to walk you through the personal analysis that I do for myself and the same analysis I provide to my traders so that you have an understanding of how I analyze and interpret the market, because if I'm somebody that you want to learn your journey with and grow within your journey alongside, I figure you should have some understanding of how I trade, right? So let's just kind of dive into some of this price action here, right? We are littered today with economic news. Crude oil inventory reports came out at 10:30, but the big numbers are going to hit at 2 p.m., all right? We're going to get the Fed funds rate and the Fed FOMC statement. So 2 o'clock this afternoon, definitely going to see some heavy volatility hit the market. I will certainly be stepped aside. In fact, I'm very content with the way I read the market this morning. Going to just kind of step away from trading for the balance of the day. I may sit here and watch it and continue to analyze. I don't think I will place any more trades today. I'm not displeased with how I did this morning, and when I've reached that level of being content, there's no reason to overtrade, right? It's so often that we just dive into the idea because we're sitting at the computer, we have to trade. Where I see sitting at the computer watching the market as an opportunity to gain experience as opposed to an opportunity to put risk on, right? I don't know where you're at in your journey, but I can tell you that there is no substitute for live market analysis, interpretation, and expectations. There's just no substitute for it. And that's what I offer my clients, right? It's an experience to build your experience, right? It's an experience for you to join alongside me. Let me interpret the market for you. Let me provide interpretation. Let me provide analysis. Let me provide expectations so that you can start to grow into the mindset. Am I right all the time? No. No analyst is right all the time. No trader is right all the time. But having that experience is what helps you grow as a trader. So let me just kind of circle back here, show you what I did kind of this morning. So came to the market around 7 a.m., getting everything set up here. I see that we are fighting the VWAPs. The blue line is the session VWAP. The yellow line is the rolling VWAP. I have it set at a 4-hour. You can see that in the bottom left of my screen. And again, when I come to the computer, it is simply just volume, price, 2 VWAPs. That's it, okay? Everything else here is hand-drawn by me as I'm doing my analysis. So what am I looking for here, right? I see that we're struggling to get through the VWAPs. We make one effort here on low volume and zero follow-through. We start selling off very quickly. It's very easy when you understand volume and price action to have a good understanding of when there's a potential for a reversal. And that was easily seen right here because we didn't have any newly appointed volume to help it follow through, right? Like we were just running at low volume. So we turned around pretty aggressively. You can see we broke through some of this absorption. So now what am I looking for? I believe the market's headed back towards the prior lows over here. I think the low was 35. So what was I targeting? I was coming in here targeting 80.40 to start taking profit, right? I want to take some early. I want to move my stop to break even. And then if the market pushes beyond its prior low, I want to quickly take some more because that's where all of the stop orders from whoever bought the market here are resting, right? Slightly below it. So I want to fill more orders there because I know there's going to be a lot of liquidity sitting there. And then if the market keeps going in my favor, great. If it doesn't, I've already covered the majority of my position, and at that point, I'm basically just waiting to see if I get more, and if I don't, I'm getting stopped out with very, very small portion, which is ultimately what happened. So I'll zoom in on this so you can see it a little bit better. This little intermediate candle here, after we broke these prior lows, you can see we kind of came right back and retested these lows here. That's what we came back. What previously provided support is now providing resistance. Okay, So that price action aspects in my head, I understand that. Now, what am I looking for very specifically in this candle? I am looking for trapped buyers, meaning buyers stepped in because I'm using their liquidity for me to get short. Okay? This is the difference between a retail trader and a professional trader. Professional trader is looking to enter the market where liquidity is being provided by retail traders. Okay? So buyers all step in here thinking, oh yeah, we're going to get in, we're going to get in, we're going to get in. So I have that, and then I have stop orders also being filled here as well. Okay? So I get a surge in volume inside this tiny little candle in a very small range. I have very high concentrated buying volume. What am I doing? I am selling right there. Okay? I'm selling in that absorption. I'm selling at that high node of buying volume. I'm selling because I have a very clean finished high here. Okay? It's telling me that the buyers have lost interest all the way at the top after they loaded the boat in this very small area. Well, that's where I'm getting short, and I told you where I'm taking profit, right? My target's down here at 80.40. Now, we do have a nice little finished low here. We do get a little push back up here. We do get more buyers being absorbed. That gives me a great deal of confidence that when this candle prints, well, what did I do? I did a couple things. First, I took my stop from here, my entry, and I moved it now into the profit very slightly over this next deeper level of buying absorption. Okay, so now when I get stopped out, I get stopped out with more profit. And I told you I was taking more profits down here because I knew that there were orders sitting here. And if I zoom out, you'll see I have marked here that dark green line, right? That's another high volume node where orders are getting filled. Where do I want to get filled? I want to get filled with those orders, right? So I'm using order flow to very carefully identify the opportunity with low risk and then using it as well to be able to calculate where to take profit, right? So it's utilizing those numbers, it's utilizing liquidity, it's utilizing the order flow, it's utilizing the volume and the price. Okay? You don't need anything else. That's what you need to understand. You need to understand the relationship between volume and price action. Okay? Until you understand that, it's not time for you to start incorporating liquidity or other order flow tools. Once you do understand the relationship between volume and price action, you can then start to add other components in where you'll be able to identify these absorption levels, which I currently am doing. All right. So that's it, guys. I mean, that's the trade I took this morning. All right. This was all over by like 8:05, 8:10. Done. Finished. That's it. Okay. So that was my very calculated trade, pulling back, retesting the prior lows. Now, let me explain to you what then kind of transpired. We reverse off of that area, we come up, we start placing selling absorption along the way until we get a bunch of buying absorption, and then we ultimately start falling back down. We come back in to retest this area. We have selling absorption here, 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 and here. Okay? So this area is an area that sellers are willing to be absorbed, or buyers are willing to absorb sellers, I should say, at this area, okay? And every time we come into this area, we get what? A pushback. And then here, we get a pushback. Notice from here, we place higher absorption. What am I now looking for? I believe the market's now going higher. So I've now found an area where the sellers are being absorbed, which ultimately pile drive the price into the high of the day. Then, with great precision, I'm able to call the high of the day right here, and this is called a red top, right? What's a red top? It means that the body is smaller than the wick that's above it. Okay, it looks like a spinning top if you've ever seen one. I have a ton of buying absorption happening up top, a super high volume node at 81.50. The next candle fails to close above the body of the prior candle. We get this nicely finished high. We push back down, and when we try to come back to retest, what happens here? The buyers are getting absorbed. Okay, so now I have lower absorption. That now tells me what? Market's going to go down. Well, market goes down here. We do get some selling absorption in these levels, right? Doesn't hold. We plummet right through it. Okay, now am I trying to buy here? No, because I've been already told and proven from up here that we've made a lower high absorption. So that tells me that we should be making a new kind of lower low down here. So we did flush these, right? And then what did I look for? Buying absorption. Why? Because I have buying absorption, lower buying absorption, lower buying absorption, market sells off again. Right? So it's easy to predict what price is going to do next if you can put volume and price action together, and then when you're ready to add in liquidity and other order flow aspects, you can do that at your leisure. But ultimately, what you need to understand first is volume and price action. And the only way you're going to understand the relationship between the two is for you to invest the time in analyzing, interpreting, and setting expectations for what you believe the market is doing and what it will do next, in order to put together a thesis of how you're going to approach putting risk on within the market. And it all comes from live screen time experience. What do I provide my clients? The ability to help them analyze, interpret, and set expectations for what the market is doing and what it may do next in a live scenario. You join me live every single day, and I walk you through my thought process after 13 years of doing this to help you see it in a light which may help you advance within your trading career. Because without experience, without practice, right, you're never going to grow. It just takes time. Okay? Time. Put in the reps and you will grow as the trader. I am a huge advocate. Whatever amount of money you plan to trade in your brokerage account, set your simulated paper account at that until you've doubled that account, trading the exact method you're going to trade. You shouldn't be risking any live money. And when it is time to risk live money, you need to understand that it is money that you are potentially going to lose, because now there's a new layer of emotion that's going to come with wins and losses, right? So once you've trained yourself to be profitable on a paper account, now you need to go to live money with a small dollar amount and train your emotions to now handle that next layer. My goal in being with you 3 hours a day, 15 hours a week, 60 hours a month, is to help you along generating that experience that is required, that you need to continue to put in the reps. Because if you don't do it, unfortunately, you're going to struggle to ever get over the hurdle of that transition from retail to professional trader. And it just takes time, a lot of time. So if you're interested, there's links below. You can learn more about joining me and building your experience. If you enjoy this video, if you could leave a like. If you have a question, leave a comment below. I'll answer it for you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel or page yet, consider doing so you don't miss the next video. These videos, I've been basically recapping my own personal approach so that you, as a trader, can kind of get to know me and the way I approach the market to see if it aligns with what your aspirations are when it comes to you being a trader. We look at NASDAQ, S&P, crude oil, and gold, all futures markets, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you'd like to join us, I'd love to have you. God bless. I'll see you in the next video, and have a wonderful day.